Buttonhole is a great stitch you can use in a variety of ways. To do buttonhole in a straight line, you're going to come up in the hole and you're almost going to make a J shape. So you're going to go down into the next hole. It doesn't matter how long your stalks are. You can make them as long as you'd like to the painted area. And before you pull that loop all the way through, you're going to go up in the hole next to your lower hole that's in the same row as the upper hole you just did, and pull that tight, and it makes your little J. So you're going to keep going along like that, however long you need to stitch. So you're kind of going over one with your small stitch, your lower stitch, up one with your upper stitch, and you keep going like that in a row, like I said, for as long as you need. When you are on the final stitch of the row that you want to use buttonhole on, you just need to tack on the other side of it, and that will keep your stitches in place. Buttonhole is a great stitch, however, because you can make it look like something wavy or even make it go in a circle. So if you're doing something that's kind of in a straight, still straight vertical line, but this part changes. Again, your stalks can be however long you'd like them to be, but you can move your lower stitches up and down along that line as you need. Sometimes when you're doing buttonhole and you are doing verticals, it can sometimes leave a little gap in your stitching depending on what kind of thread you're using. So sometimes when I'm doing the stitch and I have those little gaps, I'll just go in at the end and fill in with a long stitch so it looks a little bit more full. You can see here I'm just going up or down the curve based on how it's painted. And again, you're going to finish this in the exact same way. So whenever you're done with your last buttonhole stitch, instead of going back up here, you're just going to tack on the other side. The only difference with this stitch is when you do something that's a circle, or maybe like you're doing a little a line that curves like this and you want to curve with it. In a lot of those instances, you are going to go in and out of the same tall hole while continuing to move around the bottom. So for instance here, if I make a circle, I'm going to go back in that same center hole and just continue moving my bottom stitches along the bottom. And you could go around the entire circle if you want, or again, this you can just curve around a little flourish. But continue along the curve for as long as you need to. It's the same thing. Whenever you're done with the stitch, just tack on the other side. And like I was saying up here, if you're doing something vertical like this and it has a few gaps and you don't like the gaps, you can also go in and just do a few little long stitches in between. This does sometimes happen, like here as you're moving along the curve, there might be a little area where you see a little gap, so you can just go in and fill in between with a long stitch. Just fill in with that long stitch and it'll look more full coverage. There you go.